Hi there. I am going to show an example of the empirical rule to normal distribution. Remember, when you see it wasn't there, was it? When you see the word normal, right then, what you have to think is that every time we have normal distribution, we can apply the empirical rule. So, let's say I take a sample, and in the sample, that the mean, which is X bar, the mean number of pounds of dog food that a dog eats in a week is 10 pounds. And from that same sample, I determined that the standard deviation, which is represented by S, is 2 pounds. Well, I'm thinking of getting my dog Lucky a friend. So I want to know 95% of dogs in the world, or at least based on this sample, are going to eat how much dog food. So I can say, because I have normal distribution, I can use this to say 95% of the dogs will eat between how many and how many pounds of food, because I've got to figure out if I can afford this dog. So normal distribution empirical rule, 95% falls plus 2 standard deviations and minus 2 standard deviations from the mean. We know because of the way normal distribution works. The mean of the distribution is right here. So what I also know is that X bar is right here, and it's equal to 10. I also know that every standard deviation that I move is the exact same distance up and down the curve, because that's why we call it the standard deviation. So applying this normal distribution empirical rule, what I'm going to say is for my upper limit, I'm going to say X bar plus 2 times the deviation, or the standard deviation, is going to give me this value here. And I know on this side that X bar minus 2 times the standard deviation is going to give me this value right here. And since I already have my values that were calculated for my sample, now all I have to do is substitute. And I'm going to say 10 plus 2 standard deviations times the value of a standard deviation, which is 2 pounds in this case, is going to give me 14 over here. I'm going to say 10 minus 2 standard deviations, where each standard deviation is worth 2 pounds, is going to give me 6. So now what I know is that this value here is 14, and this value is 6. Because I had normal distribution in the empirical rule, I can say that 95% of the dogs will eat between 6 and 14 pounds of food. And now I can make my decision as to whether or not I need another dog or not, or whether I need another dog or not.